Alright, good evening ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV. Tonight, another round of the Australian Fixed Setup Racing WB Concreting 410 Sprint Car Series tackles the Eldora Speedway. Qualifying underway. We'll have our top 10 qualifiers on the top left, or the left hand side of your screen. At the moment you're watching the number 9, the TTL driver, in the Down Under Graphics, Ash Media Speedway footage, Hyper Stimulator, Highline, and also SimSpec Engineering number 9 of Joel Berkeley. First lap time, quick time for Joel Berkeley, a 13.615. A 13.615. What can the Berkinator, Jolene Berkeley, what can he do on lap number 2? And how about his teammate Lewis Stewart jumping to the top of the charts with a 13.555. Yes, we come to Rossburg, Ohio. And a great bunch of cars here tonight. Taking, I believe, the top 20 drivers straight into tonight's main event. You're watching the 71 of Gavin Sadler on the racetrack. That Factory K in Australia GSR, Gavin Sadler Racing entry. What can he produce on his second lap? Each driver getting 3 laps. And in the entries crane high, Gavin Sadler Racing at car number 97. It's Danny Vassell. Danny Vassell gets the green flag for his qualifying run. In fact, he pulls it up on the inside of turn number 1 and 2. Having a look to see who else is out on the racetrack. So as you see, 28 cars. Actually nearly 30 cars in the pits tonight. And I apologise, I'm not going to know some of these drivers, some of the new drivers. So Todd Maxfield in car number 16 on the racetrack. In the 48, it's going to be Jackson Delamont. 7th quick for Jackson Delamont, 13.657. A 13.657. Dwan Precy, 29th quick. Todd Maxfield, 31st. So 31 drivers have attempted to make this. I believe it's 20 or 24 car field. And in fact, we'll have a chat with our fastest qualifier of the night so far. So we'll get him in here and we'll have a bit of a yarn to him. If I can find the grease monkey. Just waiting on the final results for qualifying, and at the moment it is going to be Lewis Stewart who does take out tonight's quick time award with a 13.555. In second place is Bob King with a 13.599. Nathan Norman, who continues to impress the field with a 13.600. Jolene Barkinator Berkeley, 4th quick with a 13.615. Bruce Smith with a 13.620. Lachlan Smith in 6th with a 13.657. Same time as Jackson Delamont, 13.657 in 7th. Scott Butler with a 13.666. Daniel Gow, 13.668. Zach Phelan, 13.670. That's your top 10. Sean McGinniskin, and I believe that's Aaron Kelly. You got Sean Wilson, Danny Vassell, Brett Gerards, Marcus Knitska, Matty Reid, Matt Hill, Cody Morosky, Gavin Sadler, Law, Schultz, O'Donnell, Robbie McCallow, Bryant, Hamilton, Lawrence, Precy, and Maxfield. I'll tell you what, if we can't find Lewis on Discord, I know where I will find him, so we'll have a chat with him here in just a moment.
removed.
Well, Lewis, since you're not on Discord, I'll come to you and I'll find you. Congratulations on quick time tonight.
Oh, thanks, Brett. It's good to be, on pole. It's always a good spot to be.
Right, let's hopefully you get the bad luck out of the way. You stop crashing and you can finally put this car in victory lane.
Look, that's pretty hard for me to do. Crashing is one of my favourite things, so I'll try and avoid it though.
Well, I'm sure you and your teammate Joel Barkley. I'm sure you guys will have a bit of fun out there on the racetrack. Got any sponsors you want to thank?
Yeah, Jolene is looking to have a good race as well, but yeah, just want to thank TCL, obviously. Yeah, I got to go grid, so good luck with the broadcast.
Good luck with the race, and well, if there's one way to find him, I'll find him. We get set for tonight's starting grid. On the pole, in the 666, it's going to be Lewis Hewitt, and to his outside, it's going to be the 51 of Bob King. Out of position number 3, Nathan Norman. In car number 2 and in car number 9, it's Joel Berkeley. Out of position number 4. Out of position 5, the 28 of Bruce Smith lines up alongside the 911 of Lachlan Smith. Jackson Delamont in car number 48 lines up out of position number 7. To his outside, it's the 94 of Scott Butler. Daniel Gow starts out of position number 9 in the 122. Your points leader, I think, from memory, Zachary Phelan in car 49 out of position number 10. Sean McGinniskin lines up alongside Aaron Kelly in row 6. Row 7, Sean Wilson and Danny Vassell. Row 8, it's going to be Brett Gerrard and Marcus Knitska. 17th will be Matt Reed. Matt Hill starts out of position number 18. Cody Morosky and Gavin Sadler will occupy row number 10. And I believe that is all, yes. As it looks like Joel Berkeley has opted to start rear of the field. So just like his internet the other night, it's not looking all that flash in the driver of the number 9. So he'll be one to watch. Top 20 starters in tonight's main event. This is the pace car. We'll take the left-hand turn off, or into pit road off the racetrack. Lewis Hewitt, Bob King. We get set to launch on green. And a big wheel stand from Lewis Hewitt. How about that? 30 on the board. We are green here at Eldora. Let's get dirty for 30. Great battle going on behind your race leaders. 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. Oh, we got a car into the wall. That's Zachary Phelan, your race leader. The 7 of Aaron Kelly had to get off the gas. And here comes Jackson Delamont to the outside. Delamont, Sadler. Sadler making a charge from starting in position number 20. Normally he's got pressure here from the 28. I believe that's Bruce Smith. But Bob King, your race leader. Phelan into the wall again. He's going to lose a spot to Delamont and Kelly. We'll keep an eye on where the number 9 is. That's Berkeley now on screen. Up into about that 14th or 15th spot. So closing in on a top 10. And a great battle going on. Nearly 3 wide. Knitska, McGinniskin and Berkeley. So a nice battle developing here as the track very wide at the moment and very, very racy. Berkeley trying to come through the middle right now. As he looks to get on the inside of McGinniskin. He gets slides up in front of him. McGinniskin gets out of the gas. And we are still clean and green. The opening 7 laps have gone the distance so far. And how about your race leader? Oh wow, what happened to Lewis Hewitt? Bob King is your race leader. Lewis Hewitt back to 4th. Here comes Lockie Smith on the inside of Butler in turns 3 and 4. He can't make the move into 1 and 2. Butler continuing to work the outside of the racetrack. Smith trying to get underneath Butler, but Butler holding strong in the 94 on the outside. Look at Nathan Norman in the number 2. Is he going to go the big slide job in 3 and 4 on Smith? They almost made contact and Smith drives back around the outside. Good racing so far. 1/3 of the race distance complete. 10 down, 20 to go. Eldora, nice, big and wide. Daniel Gow making a return out of retirement in the 122. Got himself a solid top 5 at the moment. Lewis Stewart put a slider on Norman in 1 and 2. Didn't quite work out. In the Aqua TTL Esports, Hyper Stimulator, SimSpec Engineering, Down Under Graphics and Ash Media Speedway Footage Car. Bob King, your race leader. Bruce Smith, Nathan Norman, your top 3. Lewis Stewart, Daniel Gow, Butler, and Lachlan Smith. He has gone for a big ride. Jackson Delamont, Zach Phelan as the cars start to slow up in 1 and 2. Berkeley, I'm pretty sure, got shunted from behind, but I think he's made his way up into your top 10. And, well, Butler and Lachlan Smith had gone at it for a number of laps. Butler looks like his car is about ready to return to the pits. It looks like his car may be done for. We'll see if that 94 stays out on track, and in fact he does, so just looked like it was leaning on the right rear just a little bit too much. So our first yellow of the night. And we'll go through your restart order while we're on to the green. Bob King is your race leader. By the way, we are halfway home. 15 down, 15 to go. Bruce Smith runs in second. Lewis Stewart in third. Nathan Norman fourth. Daniel Gow. Go back to... it'll be Scott Butler over Jackson Delamont. Zach Phelan. Aaron Kelly. You got Danny Vassell, Joel Berkeley, Marcus Knitska, Gavin Sadler, Sean McGinniskin. I'm not sure who's in the 24. We'll find out here in just a second. Sean Wilson in the 17. We'll find out who's in that one. Looks like it's going to be Matt Hill in the Dirt Division car. The 42. 22 as we're getting set to go back underway. Bob King leads us to the green flag. Oh, what's going on with Lewis Stewart? He got a good jump, but then he fell back. Here comes Gowie on the inside. The big slide job on Nathan Norman. And look at Butler trying to get around the outside of Nathan Norman. Into turn 1 and 2, the top side starting to come in. Oh wow, Butler around the outside, Butler into the wall. Oh, Phelan into the wall behind him as well. Hewitt shuts the door on Norman. So normally we've seen Norman over the last couple of weeks be up the front, but this time the competition is a lot more impressive right now around Eldora. 2/3 of the race complete, 20 down. 10 laps left to run for the 51 of Bob King, Bruce Smith and Daniel Gow. Round out your podium, Scotty Butler, Lewis Stewart, Nathan Norman, Jackson Delamont, the Burkinator, Joel Berkeley up to position number 7, I believe that was. Scheduled to start out of P4. He's opted to do the rear of the field challenge. You see the front nerve bar, a bit of damage, and also I believe on the right side looks like it might be a bit damaged as well. Smith getting very close to that outside wall. Oh, yellow is out, and this is going to bunch the field back up, and we're going to have about 3 or 4 laps remaining. And with the field bunched up this close to the end, at the moment, it's going to be anybody's race, so they'll be pacing right now. I'll go past the start-finish line, and they will be on 2 to green. Cool, so that is working. Awesome stuff. So we are trying we'll say a new over. We're trying a new style of the broadcasting software, bring it to you so you don't have, you know, the stuff covering the bottom of the screen. We get to show you more of the actual race itself and more of the track. So we're going to try and get a couple of... So that's the overhead view of the track. We'll try and get the... So 1 to green right now. Alright, so just getting the right camera angle on this. So to apologise that we actually had different camera angles. Didn't get a chance to delete. So we restart with 3 laps left to run. Bob King. He's got 1.5 miles, 12 corners to negotiate to pick up race number 1 of the series. Race number 2 coming up later on. It's going to be at Eldora. It'll be under the lights this time. And Daniel Gow surely has got to have a black flag for that one. Passing on the inside. So Gowie running the top side. Bob King throws a big slide job on himself. Here comes Joel Berkeley. Around the outside of Marcus Knitska. 2 laps to go. Berkeley making it 3 wide with Knitska on the inside and Delabon on the outside. Daniel Gow has to force to retire with a black flag. 1 lap to go for your race leader. Knitska into the wall and into turn number 3 and 4 for the final time in the daytime. Bob King picks up the win. 2nd will go to Bruce Smith. 3rd will be Scotty Butler. 4th is going to be Nathan Norman. We got Joel Berkeley. In fact, we'll go through your finishing results right now. Bob King picking up the win. Bruce Smith 2nd. Scott Butler 3rd. Nathan Norman 4th. Joel Berkeley rounds out your top 5. 6 is going to go to Jackson Dillon and Aaron Kelly in 7th. Gavin Sadler, hard charger from 20th up to 8th. Brett Gerard's 15th up to 9th. Sean McGinniskin from 11th up to position number 10. Danny Vassell in 11th. Marcus Knitska, Matty Hill, Zach Phelan, Sean Wilson. Daniel Gow in 16th, 17th. Matty Reed, Cody Morosky 18th. Lachlan Smith and Lewis Stewart, who tried not to crash but unfortunately finishes up in position number 20. And we'll have a chat to our top 3 here in just a second. We'll grab and we are talking in victory lane with the driver on car number 51, Bob King. Bob, congratulations on picking up race number 1 here today.
Yeah, thanks, bro.
You had a bit of competition there at the start, but I mean, in the end, Yellow's kind of helped you with the clear track, and you were just able to drive away.
Yeah, I got into the fence myself probably about 10 laps in and had a pretty bent car for most of the race, so I was just trying to manage the lead out front. Didn't want to push too hard, but felt reasonably comfortable.
Track looked like it had multiple grooves, top and the bottom. Is that the way you send it out there yourself?
Yeah, it definitely had a bottom there if you wanted to use it. I really didn't have to go down there at all. The top was fast enough just to start there, but yeah, I think if someone could have made the bottom work.
Well, I think things were made a little bit easier with Lewis sort of mucking up the start, pulling a big wheel stand, and Jolene Berkeley, who was meant to start out of 4, opted to choose to start out the back. So I guess that's another competitor that you didn't have to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, Lewis I was pretty worried about. He obviously had a pretty good qualifying time, but I'm not sure where Joel was. She was coming through the field pretty hard, but I think in 5th place in the end.
Alright, well, hey, I'm sure you got some sponsors you want to thank.
Yeah, mainly Trackstar Racewear and the Speedway Shop, and Synergy Sim Racing. Great bunch of guys. Thanks.
There we have it. Bob King picks up the win. We'll try and have a chat with our 2nd place driver, Bruce Smith. Bruce, you got a copy? might need to set a push to talk button or click on Discord itself. But, we'll give you a couple of minutes here. In the meantime, we'll try and have a chat to Scotty Butler coming home in third. Scott, you got a copy?
Yeah, mate.
Hey, bit of contact there midway part of the race with Lachlan Smith, but your car was still able to drive and you managed to get a third. You got to be happy with that.
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. Don't have to be happy about it. It's how it goes sometimes. But, yeah, it was one of my best races this season, so I'm pretty happy with that.
Pretty stout bunch of guys here tonight. You know, you got the likes of Bob King, Joel Workley, she normally runs up front. Lewis Hewitt. I mean, Danny Vassell struggled. A lot of fast guys here tonight, and to come away with a third, that's definitely a good result for you and the team.
Yeah, that's right. I'm very happy with it.
Thank you. What's the plan going into the next one? Now it's going to be at night time.
Oh, just hold on, basically. Try to finish.
You got any sponsors or shout outs you want to give?
Oh, yeah, basically, I just want to thank Danny Vassell and Karen Sadler for putting this on, and WP Concreting, West End Mazda, Auto Kings, and thanks to Danny Vassell.
Have it. Scotty Butler coming home in second place. Bruce Smith, you got a copy.
I do. I've just worked out this Discord.
Awesome stuff, bud. Hey, congratulations on a second. A very hard race to say the least, but still an awesome finish by yourself.
Oh yeah, this whole race is just fun as hell, isn't it? It's great. I'm sitting on the couch racing sprint car at Eldora. It's pretty cool.
Hey, talk about your race there. Sort of Bob King kind of got away from you, but you had a late yellow there with 3 to go. What was the mindset going into that sort of that last yellow and getting to the green flag?
Yeah, the guy in 30 jumped the start there on us and got between me and Bob. I was kind of trying to time the start with Bob because he outfoxed me there for the first couple of restarts. And I was just going to commit to the top and try and carry that momentum, but it's just fun, man. It's just great. Love it.
Hey, look, well done on second place. You got any sponsors or shout outs you want to give?
Oh, just not really, no. I'm running unsponsored, mate.
Alright, well, good luck in the second race.
Yeah, cheers, I hope so. Hope you do well. Thanks, guys. Great show.
There we have it. Finishing up with a great show indeed. That being said, Daniel Gow, no black flag. What happened? I'm assuming you got the black flag because you may have gone a little too early. I'm not too sure on that one, but with the time being 9:24. I believe the next server launches in about 15 or 20 minutes. So what we are going to do, we are going to shut the stream down. So it will conclude race number 1 itself. And when the practice server goes up for race 2, we are going to restart the stream back up. So please do stick around if you are watching. But for now, that was the Australian Fixed Setup Racing WP Concreting 410 at Sprint Cars at Eldora. Race number 1 in the daytime, won by Bob King, Bruce Smith in second, and Scott Butler rounds out your top 3. And we will be back in about 15 to 20 minutes. Stick around.